Hey, what's up? I got some more lore content for you guys. There's actually a theme for this week's decks, and that is back to mid-range, boys and girls. That's right, mid-range is on the menu once again, and I'm going to cover 3 of the best ones for climbing this patch. Trust me, you don't want to miss out. That way you have a good understanding of what's strong, whether you want to play the best decks themselves, or if you want to know how to counter them. Let's see what these strong decks are, shall we? Welcome to Meta Report. And we'll be starting off with a deck that got hit quite a lot, but is still kicking. That is Elder Dragon Galio Morgana. Coming in with a win rate of 55.46% and a play rate of 3.39%, it is still very strong even after all the hits that it received. Its best matchups include Jinani, Master Yi Nami, Caitlyn Teemo, and Ashe LB. Its worst matchups are Zed Gwen, Lurk, Elder Dragon Mordekaiser Viego, and also Elder Dragon Morgana Shyvana. So the list is pretty similar to how it used to be. There are some minor changes from the recent list. We do still have the Petricite Hound, the Broadwing, the Fettering, right? The early game stuff to try to just get out formidable, contest the board. The Petricite Charger still being a very powerful unit, of course. And then we have the Mage Seeker Jr. to slow down the enemy spells. Gentleman's Duel for our formidable units as well. And then we just kind of curve into the mid game. 4, 5, 6 onwards, we're just going to be playing powerful effects like the Mage Seeker Inquisitor, who still curses the enemy of suppression even though his body is much worse. No longer being a 3-2 with tough, he's now a 2-2 that's no tough. So he's like a lot less good, but the suppression is still very valuable. The Morgana, the Shackles are still very valuable, especially since they cost 4. The opponents can now do Unshackle even if they're cursed, but again, it's just kind of crazy how strong this deck was, to where even after all the hits, it's still in this good of a spot, right? That is just a testimony to how strong this deck is. So we still have the same stuff, the in-range Fire Spitter coming down to get the boon. It did get an attack nerf, but it's still pretty good. We have the Windsinger to keep being annoying, Galio, of course, Sinon, who also got nerfed. Look how many nerfed cards this deck runs, and it doesn't care. That's just kind of crazy to me, that's all I'm gonna say. My hero is still really good, but now this deck is also teching one quick Mina Swiftfoot. It's funny, this card actually resolved against me last week, and it beat me down. It actually just single-handedly won them the game against the matchup that they should lose. I was playing Shyvana, and Mina Swiftfoot just one card win-conned the matchup, able to basically tech out a win. So really, really good there. I have seen some versions of this deck with blocking Badger Bear. I would recommend, because elusives are kind of annoying, especially the ones that come out of Zed Gwen, so you can help win that matchup. And I've also seen some iterations run triple Ballin. You can obviously cut the numbers however you want in order to fit either of those. Those are very powerful tools that players are using, and this is just basically like the vanilla carbon copy of the deck with none of those changes included. So feel free to make those if you desire. And that's it for the deck rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how it plays out. I'll be giving context while I'm playing certain cards, and hopefully it gives you a good feel on how to play the deck. And for this example game, we're going to be fighting Mono Shurima, the Sun Disc with the recent buff. Very interesting. So I think with this kind of hand, we can keep one Gentleman's Duel, and we want to keep Morgana. And then we want to try to also find some of our early game units. Fettering is also fantastic if we find any of our early formidables. And this deck doesn't really mind passing the first 2 turns and then playing the 3-drop and then just having spell mana. So, hey, maybe that's the route we go, because this deck is notorious for having some of the strongest mid-game pushes. After you set up turn 3, then you have 4, 5, 6, and you're kind of just good. So we can play the Broadwing that we top deck right on 2. We can attack into the Chronomancer. I think that's completely fine. Can't grab, so we'll see if they take the block. Yes, block or no block? No block. 3 damage to face, please. Thank you. And then I'm going to want a Fettering like right away, because I think this deck wants to use its spell mana quite a lot. Hello, Petricite Hound. That's pretty good. You know what's also funny is we outplay the 1 mana predict -2 attack and grant something vulnerable and like all that kind of stuff, because we don't care about attack and we don't really care about vulnerable either. So we're kind of funny. Like, we don't care about exhaust, we don't care about the predict one. We do care about quicksand, because quicksand turns off formidable. That's like the one thing that's an issue. Alright. Yeah, nice suppression, bruh. Let me get that. Bonk. Play Renekton for me. It'd be kind of nice. Oh, that's not Renekton. But I am kind of down to kill that instead. Okay, so if they play anything on 5, like Renekton, we can just Morgana. And then Renekton can't play the game. It's so hard for him to play with this hand. And they're still suppressed. Oh, we have a lot of champions. Holy moly. We got 2 pairs. Double Morg, double Galio. If we top deck a second Mahira, then I guess we just have the best poker hand on the planet. But no, this is pretty solid. I would like something playable on turn 6. Like if we top deck Fire Spitter, I guess I'll be the happiest. If not, it's whatever. I won't be the happiest. I might be the saddest camper, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it and see what kind of camper we are. Whether it be the sad variety or the happy variety. The opponent has taken a little bit of time to think about this action, which I find interesting. Do we just suppress and play Renekton or what? Or are we going to play Azir here? I don't know. I don't know what we're thinking. Okay, it is suppression. And it is Azir, okay. Whoa! Ambassador Azir, no thank you.
I shall show them what it is to fall.
That is a big Shuriman Emperor that I don't feel like dealing with on this turn. So how about he stays nice and shackled up over there. Turn 6, turn 6, turn 6. Show me turn 6 unit. A good one. Okay, after we attack. I'm gonna sack the Broadwing and just get some damage here. 5 damage is super relevant, especially when I'm on like a super Galio hand. Azir's Arise. Okay. Just to put up some blockers? Sure. Yeah. There's also a lot of merit to just like not attacking and then playing Galio, letting Broadwing get the extra HP, but I like being aggressive here, and we did force a second Azir out of it. So I think this was totally worth. Yeah, and I'm not going to use the second Dark Binding either. There's some merit to that as well, but I want to save it, just in case. Just in case Yep Croc comes down, I'm not going to be happy about that. I'm currently on Galio plus Dark Binding for 7, so I think this is just fine and dandy as is. We are fine and dandy. Mahira's actually going to be really broken right on attack 8. This card's not fair at all. So if we just power curve, we're good to go. This unit shackled. They lost another Azir. It goes back to the deck. They have a 2/2 body. They have 8 mana to work with. It's kind of doomed. I will admit, it's kind of doomed. For them. Desert Duel. 2-0, and they strike each other. Okay. Sure thing. That was rude and cringe, but, you know, it is what it is. Let's heal up this Petricite Hound. I don't think Challenger Galio is that great. I want him to hit face. I don't want to grab things. So, healing Petricite Hound's nice, nice. Yeah. Sounds good. I think we can just Mahira both of these. Make it really annoying for them to play the video game. Or we can do Broadwing into Morgana. Nah. I think if I could do Broadwing Morg, I would do that, but Mahira's just too good right now. Mayhap's too good to pass up. Now, I will give Challenger to. That's a lot better than Galio Challenger. That is a lot better. Especially since now I can grab something and then have Galio punch face for, what, 11? Which does not seem very chill at all. Unshackling Clock. Unshackling 2/2, okay? That's 8 mana. What else? A Bakai. Alright, sounds good. That's what I'm grabbing because he has 1 health. Bop, 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 bop. I was about to say, you better block that Galio, bruh. We can do Shield Drone for more damage, right? Is that worth? It's my other Galio. It might be worth. It depends on how much HP we're going to be at. So that's 6, that's 12, that is 17, that's 21. This will put us to 24. We're going to be 1 away from being able to level Galio. That's actually so cringe. 6 plus 6 is 12. Plus 14 is 6, 21, 24. Oh gosh darn it. It's probably still worth, because we're going to get the extra damage in. Whatever, we're going to be 1 off the Galio level, but it's alright. We did the math, and we checked it twice. And you know what? It's okay. It's quite alright. That's a big 1-drop. No. No. Yeah. Okay. let's let him get the movie, guys. Or, do I have a popcorn emote? I was too late. My bad. Missed tech. Let's do it. Let's get the YouTube movie before they surrender. It's a double feature film. Like, who am I to take this away from them? Oh yeah. Popcorn emoji. One more. Was that like a solid minute of animation? Where's my popcorn at? There it was, the popcorn emoji. Ah, now you watch my movie. Ah, you watch my movie now. Ho ho ho. They surrendered. My movie was better. And for the next deck, we're going to be covering Ashe LB, which is one that I talked about recently. However, this is a completely new list, so if you want to try this one and spice it up, then here you go. It comes in with a win rate of 55.70% and a play rate of 3.28%, cementing itself a solid spot in the meta. So like I mentioned, it is pretty similar to the last list, however this one is on the triple Yadulski, and it's also got the Glacial Sodian to also draw and buff our deck even more. The point of those cards in conjunction with each other, and also the Omen Hawk and also the Darkened Spear, is to have like really consistent Trifarian Assessors, and also be able to hit your important big dudes. It's also pretty strong overall. I really like the curve of this deck, and a lot of the options are just like the good Freljord cards, and I always recommend running the good cards when you can. So we have the triple Brittle Steel for frostbiting, the Elixir of Iron for protection and combat, Omen Hawk to get down nice and early, and is also a bird for Glacial Sodian to get the extra draw later. 3 Sisters for the flexible cards, either another freeze, big buff, or pseudo vengeance. Then we have the triple Sky Splitter, of course, because it's one of the best Freljord cards, really good for combat decks. 1 Darkened Spear for more buffs and also a knock on the late game. Trifarian Glory Seeker to get on the board early. We can use our spells in conjunction with her, or use her next to LeBlanc to get level, use her next to Ashe to like control the board. Really good stuff overall, really solid reputation procer. Yadulski Snow Dog to come in, especially curving right after Omen in order to get more buffs in the deck, get the Assessor, pretty much consistently guaranteed, and then have really strong mid-game pushes. Triple LeBlanc, of course, to try to come down as early as possible, protect her with the spell mana, try to get her leveled, so that we can do mirror image shenanigans, targeting herself, targeting Assessor, targeting Ashe, targeting the rally guy, the tactician, all kinds of really strong stuff coming in from LeBlanc. Really important to play around. She's actually more important to level than Ashe in a lot of situations. Ashe is still like consistent, but like LeBlanc gives you so many powerful, like just game-ending turns, and I like that a lot. So there's LeBlanc. Then we got Ashe coming in to frostbite a bunch of dudes, and then they will have no ability to block if they have 0 power. So you get like really big frostbites in, get the crystal arrow off, and then maybe like your one of Harsh Winds is in hand, and then basically just get big swing. Super good, especially if she gets hit by any buffs. She becomes tankier. We want to get her outside of this like yucky hate spike range. Even +1/+1 goes a long way, and then we can use things like Elixir of Iron and Sky Splitter to protect from Death Grasp. That way we can deal with the Mordekaiser decks and stuff like that. Vengeance is always going to be an issue for this deck, but the single target like damage spells we should have outplays for a good amount of the time, and that feels good. Triple Bloody Business for one-sided striking, costs less if we get the reputation off, which this deck should do pretty consistently. Combat Cook for weapon and also Weapon Master, another really good tag for Sodian. But the weapons are just like super flexible. You can put like Scout on Ashe and be pretty happy. You can do Overwhelm, you can do Quick Attack Ashe, all kinds of cool stuff. So just a pretty useful card. Barbarian Assessor, of course, to refill your hand. If you do hit her with Omen Hawk, Yadulski, or any of the other +1/+1 effects, then she will draw off of herself on top of everything else that has 5+ power on your board. Get turbo draws, get really far ahead. Really nice. Glacial Sodian coming in as an Overwhelm unit, 5/5/4. Really good with the buffs in the deck as well. Continues buffing, draws, just nice, consistent. Basically comparable to the Averosian Hearthguard, but Saurian is a rare, so if you're a completely new player, then this is actually slightly more budget than the Hearthguard. So I kind of like that. It does the same thing and has Overwhelm innately. You can put like Scout Weapon on this too. It just has like a lot of flexibility within the deck that I kind of respect. 1 Harsh Winds for defensive utility or also Ashe level. And then 2 Tactician to round out the list to give us rallies to close out the game more efficiently and more consistently, and have, again, those very powerful swing turns with the Mirror Image, allowing us to attack sometimes 3 times a turn, which feels fantastic. And that's it for the deck rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how it plays out. And for this example game, we're going to be fighting Zed Gwen, which Omen Hawk is really good into because we can stop the elusives. This is actually a pretty nice hand. We do Omen on 1. We can do Yadulski? No, I want to do Glory Seeker. I don't think we're playing Yadulski this game. Omen on 1, Glory Seeker, LeBlanc. And then attacking on attack 3. That way we can contest the early board. And we have Brittle Steel, which is nice as well. So we can outplay Zed. We can outplay Zed. We can outplay Green Glade Duo, Shadow Apprentice. We have the necessary tools to win this matchup. So we just have to use them appropriately. And we should be good. I'm loving this Omen on 1. We do not sack him into the Boisterous Host. Ain't no way. Okay, that's fine. We can sack into that. We can sack into that. Okay, they didn't want to sack. That makes sense. The longer we keep Bird on the board, though, I mean, I guess the happier we are with Reptile. That way we can get the draw. Shark. Glory Seeker.
Victory requires a sharp blade.
I'm gonna block that Apprentice if they swing with both, obviously. Or I can just leave it and keep the Omen Hawk for something else. Maybe like a Brittle Steel play. Alright. That's a choice that they're giving me, so I'm down to keep the Omen and have him as a menace later. We play LeBlanc on attack 3. They can't play the game, right? They don't want to Zed, obviously, because of my Glory Seeker. So we're going to Glory Seeker the 2/2 and also attack with the 5/2. I don't want to trade my Omen. I want to keep my elusive blocker with my Brittle Steel because I think that's kind of good. Sky Splitter. We're gonna be using that this turn, probably. Or we just Bloody Business on summon. Yeah, we Bloody Business in case they don't attack. Let's go ahead and kill that. Sounds good to me. We're kind of annoying. We're kind of cringe.
The black rose blooms once more.
Just an eensy bit. We got LeBlanc level on turn 4, which always feels fantastic. Mirror Image in hand. We can do Sodian first action. They still can't attack because Omen Hawk might be one of the best units in the game. Oh, Combat Cook. Oh, Combat Cook over Saurian to get the weapon down, plus also Brittle Steel mana. That's pretty good. I want that weapon. Low key, I want that weapon. Oh, we can get more spell mana. Do I want spell mana or do I want damage? Spell mana or damage? I don't know. With this deck, I think they're both really good. Let's do a damage, though. Because I already have Brittle Steel mana. Like, will I need Sky Splitter? Not on this turn, I don't think. Brittle Steel should be enough. I think Fearsome is such a nice aggressive keyword in this board state that they are kind of fudged from this position. Shark. Like, that's crazy how much damage I'm pushing all of a sudden. This unit can't block. They live with 1 health. Alright, if I top deck another LeBlanc, guys, it's over for them because I will use Sigil of Malice and it will be epic. As long as I play super defensive this turn, there's like no way I lose. I'm not going to tap by playing Saudian. I'm just going to play Yadulski and some spells. Because even if they do like Dragon Ambush, I can block, I can brittle. We'll be okay. We can also, funnily enough, we can mirror image this. I think that's actually the play. I've never done this before. Mirror image Omen Hawk, so I have 2 elusive blockers. But I'm almost certain this is correct. And we also play the Dulski if they give us another action here. The Dulski for sure. So Sapling can grab one of them, and then the other can block the highest attack elusive, and then we're good. We're good to go. So the Sapling's probably going to grab the 1/1 that's real. And then, are we sending it or what? Because if you send it, I cannot guarantee your safety. Alright. They're doing it live. Mirror Image Omen Hawk was the play. Whoa, my LeBlanc. Okay. Hey, yo, hold up. What are you doing? That jump scared me for a second. I wasn't quite ready for that. But I can be ready for it. I can be. Yeah, Yadulski's blocking that. That's for sure. It's so uncomfortable for them, isn't it? Like, look how much they don't want to do any of this. That's it? That's the whole attack? Hey, yo. Alright, all we gotta do is our Ephemeral. A Brittle Steel. That's it. I'm down to take 4. I'm not blocking. Heck no, I'm not blocking that. Heck to the no. I don't have to. I'm gonna play Saudi and have an Overwhelm unit. And if a Dragon Link comes down, I'll Brittle Steel it. So we just went through Overwhelm. Easy peasy. Sodian. That's also a pretty good card, I would say. I kind of want to do that again. I kind of want to do it again. Crazy how much fuel this deck has right now. Saurian being a draw is actually really cool. Run it back, do it again. Give me another, give me the on-summon effects.
Classic misdirection.
Ooh, and then there's Ashe as well. Alright, we're sending it. The attack order does not matter, I don't think. I do not believe it does. I do not believe so. So we should just win through the Overwhelm and the Sky Splitter. You have Fearsome Blocker. There you go. What else? That's not gonna work. What is that magical last card that's saving you from here? And it's a whole lot of... Oh, let me try that again. It's a whole lot of nada to Mark the Isles. I think I played the second Saudian. It's a whole lot of nada. I was playing around Mark the Isles, funnily enough. And for the last one, we have one of my climbing decks of choice, and that is Elder Dragon Shyvana. Coming in with a win rate of 56.48% and a play rate of 2.06%, it's also a very solid choice. Its best matchups include Zed Gwen, Jin Annie, Master Yi Nami, and also Meg. Its worst matchups are Lurk, Elder Dragon Mordekaiser Viego, Ashe LeBlanc, and Caitlyn Teemo. So this Elder Dragon list is a little bit cooler than the Morgana Galio one because we actually care about leveling up the Elder. We only run him at 1, but we can level him very consistently with this deck. And we can also draw into him with the tutor card, the Allegiant, so that's really nice as well. But yeah, we're actually triple Shyvana to Morgana. That way our ratios are nice. We have the strong mid game, just like the Galio version. However, instead of playing the Formidables, we're doing dragons instead, and then more striking. So we have more interaction. We have more ways to mess with the enemy and stuff like that. We do have a little bit of Formidable in here still, so it's kind of similar. We're going to be doing a lot of the same things. It's just going to be like slightly different. We have Rally too, which is really good. So yeah, we have the Dragon Allegiant to tutor us more dragons, keep our resources going. Lieutenant to stabilize some early game boards, Broadwing to do the same, form up for protection from spells and also getting us into combat, single combat for striking, the blocking Badger Bear as just a really good unit and also be able to stop the elusive dudes in the meta, really good against Zed Gwen, really good against Fizz Yumi, Teemo, that kind of stuff. 1 Gentleman's Duel for more striking, triple Strafing Strike for even more striking. So yeah, we have, what is this? 3, 4, 7 strike spells. So you're gonna, on average, be on like 2 of these, probably 3 over the course of a game. And that's pretty nice. Use them at the right time. You can get really far ahead, as is, you know, the typical Demacia playstyle. We have 2 Mage Seeker Inquisitors to slow down the opponent's spell usage, give them the suppression. Triple Shyvana to play around our dragons that we have in the deck. We can level her, get more striking off. Her champion spell is really good if we draw multiple because it's a draw card and also a permanent challenger. Just overall really strong unit to slam right on turn 4 and start pressuring with her right away. We can even curve her into Morgana as like, you know, a really, really strong turn, be like 4, 5, 6, and that feels great, especially since we start getting boons on our 6 costs. So we have Cloud Drake. That's the one we want to play like right away. If we have enough units for it in hand, we can reduce their cost. Maybe we can get the Deathless boon on Cloud Drake. He dies, we get another discount on summon. Really, really cool stuff. Cloud's just overall really, really valuable because then you can start playing like multiple cards a turn that you normally wouldn't be able to and just kind of like win through unit pressure. We have Dragon Guard Lookout, which is another really good card. If we behold the dragon, we rally. So we have like the Tactician from the last deck, Ashe LB in the form of dragon synergy rather than reputation, and that's really nice to have as well, especially since it can also get a boon. Enraged Fire Spitter to deal damage, get a boon. Good stuff. Challenger, control the board. Gentle Gem Dragon's a pretty sick card when you have multiple dragons on the board, and then Gem comes down, you give like big buffs every time you play a boon or any of your strike spells, which is super, super cool. And then we have Alatis kind of doing the same thing, just like giving boons to our allies. Gentle Gem Dragon gives +1/+1. Alatis shares the boons, so if you have them both, you just have like a lot of crazy stuff going on, and it feels really nice. It's one of those play fantasies that when you pull off the combo and you play them together, it just feels really cool. You get like the cool sound effects, the particles are going everywhere, boons are popping off everywhere, and it feels really nice. And then we have 1 Elder to round it out. We try to actually level him if we do draw into him, and then we cannot be stopped, and we kill the opponent outright. Really, really good. But for the most part, we're just going to be building our board and then knocking down the opponents with our very bulky units and also our strike spells. So that's it for the deck rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how it plays out. And for this example game, we have the Caitlyn Teemo Freljord. So we are definitely going to want the blocking Badger Bear, and we do want the Broadwing. I think we could mulligan away the Elder in here and probably the Fire Spitter. I think Fire Spitter is usually pretty good, but if I'm seeing Cloud Broadwing, I want to get rid of these two and try to find Badger Bear and some strikes. Yeah, there's the Badger Bear. Very nice. Especially right on the turn that they want to play Caitlyn. More often than not, they have Teemo here. No? What? Wait, you're telling me there's a Teemo player named Yumi that doesn't have Teemo on 1? It's a miracle, guys. It's actually a miracle. This video game is real. Okay, so what are you gonna do on this turn? No rat, no nothing. I'm just gonna take 3 damage and call it a day. Hey, sounds good to me. We might just win through our curve. Oh, speaking of rats, he smells one. Alright. Well, they play Caitlyn, we play blocking Badger Bear, then we play Shyvana, and they probably FF because our board is going to be really hard to deal with. We can also play single combat on turn 5. Oh my goodness. Open attack Andy. Okay. I'll just turn around and grab it then. I mean, they don't have like too many buffs that can stop me. Yeah, Sky Splitter, but it won't trade into my Broadwing. It'll just live, and that's fine. I guess they could Mystic, right? Shooting my unit also prevents its damage. Oh, Flash Bomb on top 1, really? That's alright. I see how it's gonna be. Play top deck Shyvana. Let's just get it rolling. Get this mid-game pressure started, lads. I'm going to swing into the 1-2 currently, unless... Yeah, okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm about to say. Unless something else happens. How's this looking? 4-3, 4-5. Yes. I don't mind sacking my Badger Bear for the rat if that's what they want to do. I still have Strike to outplay a elusive in our near future. I think that will be enough because we also have Confront. So probably be fine. This also limits their options to what they're happy with. They might do like 4-4-4-5, Mystic Shot the Shyv. Then they can't do something like Sky Splitter and be kind of happy with like 4-4 to 4-3, you know? So basically I showed them, hey, you can Shyvana and Mystic me as well. Maybe it limits their options, what they want to do, and what I'm going to end up getting away with. That's the one. They should have done that during combat so she didn't get the Fury proc. I guess it doesn't matter that much. It doesn't really matter. Morgana. Okay, I'd rather play Shyvana and float my mana, I think. Probably. We'll play Morgana later.
Oh, if mushrooms could talk.
We can Morgana later after we target some things. Then she can come out leveled. I want to float the single combat mana because we're Demacia. We just really want that. And then play the Cloud. And we can hit up Ocean here. Heal our Broadwing back up to 3, which will be annoying. Heal our Badger Bear up to 4, which is annoying. Sting. Yeah, cool. Let's grab the 3/3 and then swing at everything else. I want to force like Harsh Winds or something. Sky Splitter. I want to see what they do first before I single. Because that's like the issue with this matchup is that they're also Freljord. Which means we're punished for playing proactively. That's fine. I could try the single, but again, I'm punished unless it's guaranteed. They could still be on Harsh Winds after. It'd be psychotic if they did it, but it would also really make me mad, so I'm not going to play into it. Caitlyn. We kill Caitlyn even through Sky Splitter. That's all they have left right now, so let's do that. That should also level our Shyv. See, much better. No reason to single during the combat, just save it. Save it for something else. And that's all you have to do, and then you just win after that. This deck is that easy. And that's it for this week's decks. Extra shout out to the patrons on screen. Much love and thank you for supporting. So yeah, to wrap things up, along with the decks from last week's video, we now have 6 very solid options to go for that I've covered. Now is a good time to do some final standard ranked pushing, since Eternal Ranked is going to open in a couple weeks, so use these to grind while you should. This has been Meta Report. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters!